Well, what is up, beautiful people of YouTube? My name is Tastic, and welcome back to a special video today. Today's video is Tropico 6, building the perfect city. What is the perfect city in Tropico 6? This is coming from a guy who I always say there's really no right or wrong way to play Tropico because you can be whatever you want, right? But generally, most of us that launch this game want to have a successful island, a stable island, a beautiful island, and a very strong, rich island, right? So this video is going to cover 4 things. The first thing is we're going to be talking about laying the foundation, just the basic of city planning, the basics of it, right? The second thing is attracting and keeping your residents, how to attract residents, how to keep them, how to make them happy, keep them happy, etc. The third thing is building a strong economy. How do we generate the wealth of the resources that we have? And the last but not least is shaping your city's destiny. Now, I'm not gonna go and start a fresh island because I literally have 6 seasons of Tropico 6 on my YouTube channel where I try different things. A tourist island, military dictatorship island, a regular island, a Tropico 6 island, and max difficulty, etc. So I'm not gonna talk about that, but what do I mean by the basics of city planning? Well, pretty simple, okay? When I start a city, the first thing you wanna look out for is your resources. Because obviously after a while, your city's gonna start looking like this, hopefully, right? Where you have stuff built everywhere, and what if you just built in the gold mine? No pun intended. So the first thing when you wanna plan the city is to look at your resources. Where are your resources located? See what I mean? Even as a city as advanced as this one, a city that, you know, I'm done with this city. Really, I have very good support, a lot of money, okay population. As you can see, even with that, I've built the city around the idea that mines are there, right? That is the first thing by city planning, is understanding where are those resources. Obviously with coal, in this case, I'm a little bit less greedy because I don't really use coal for much anyways, but you build the city around your resources. That's how you plan out the city. The second thing is, obviously this is Tropico 6, so you're gonna be having endless shoreline, but some shorelines you can't build a dock in. You can't build a tourist dock in. You can't really do a whole lot with them. So understanding that as well, that you need the ports, you need the tourist docks, and you need a vacation area. So how are you gonna plan that out? That's what it is, the basics of city planning when you're starting off Tropico 6. This was the first one that came stock as soon as I launched the game. And around here, I knew, okay, either way, we don't have much of a shoreline, and I knew this wasn't gonna be a tourist area because I started in this island, the industry over here, which was a lumberjack at the time, a big one, and a boatyard ship and all this stuff. But then I also knew that over here at some point had a lot of resources. This was gonna be kind of my next industrial or agriculture area, right? So I planned that out for that. Then I kind of knew that this was gonna be a nice little area for the tourist area. What do you see here? A bunch of hotels, a bunch of tourist docks, a bunch of yacht clubs, piers, fun piers, etc. So that's the second thing of the basics of city planning. It's just understanding where it's at. Now, like I said, the basics of city planning is probably the most important thing that you need to do first, kind of get an idea. Now let's talk about attracting and keeping your residents. Tropicans don't really need much that you don't need in your real life. They just need food, sometimes they need faith, sometimes they need happiness, and they need good housing, and obviously a job, right? Now again, I haven't played this island in a while, and I get it, the Tropico systems sometimes are just impossible to please. I get that. But the basic things are there for you. Of course, once again, I've played seasons of this, so it's not always gonna be this pretty right off the bat. But of course, the idea is to attract and keep the citizens. So what are the 3 basic things that citizens need? Housing, food, and a job. Those are the 3 minimum things that you need. But those are also the essential ones, because once you have those, once you have citizens that are fed, they're not dying of starvation, once you have citizens that have a job and a place to stay, they'll be happy, and then the other things can come because the money is gonna be coming from those things. That those things generate your money, but you're gonna be attracting people and they're gonna come from those things. Try to diversify what it is, and understanding and keeping your residents is always in the edicts. you don't have to guess, right? For example, if I go on my people here and see what's going on in overall happiness, and I see that my overall happiness seems to be in the high to the highest, mostly, right? That's what my citizens like, okay? But let's say they weren't. What I would look at is the following. The first thing I would look at is my politics, my internal politics. Now, this island, again, maybe not the best example because I'm pretty well even side on all of them. But let's say hypothetically, for the sake of this video and this example, that I have 2,000 intellectuals in the island and 500 conservatives. Now, do I need to cater towards the intellectuals and or the conservatives? Of course, I'll cater towards the intellectuals. What do the intellectuals want? Well, as you can see here, it kind of tells you what they like and don't like based on the actions that you made. So they don't like the contraception ban, which is understandable for intellectuals, right? So let's say I had 2,000 of them. I'll probably go ahead and ban that. Take that out. Nope, we're not doing it. Majority of the population likes blah, 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 right? So that's the first thing is what I'm saying is understanding what your factions are, where are people mostly associated with on your island, and catering your island towards that to keep your residents. Additionally, after that, what I would do is this. I would come to the happiness. We were just looking at it, and I would see where I'm lowest at. I can see in this island, my lowest happiness is at 79, which is clerical buildings, even though we got 15 cathedrals and we got 5 churches. But okay, let's say hypothetically it was at 29. Then I know that my people need more faith. That's what's really unique about this game is the almanac. I said edicts earlier. I apologize. It's the almanac, but the almanac tells you what you need to know. You don't have to guess. Right, the overall happiness is here for you. You could even compare it to the Caribbean happiness, etc., so on and so forth. So that's what it is. Keeping the residents happy like that is important. Obviously, also, there are things that make them leave worse than others, right? If starving, or they're dying, or the liberty's low. So these are the ways to keep and attract your residents. Now, of course, let's go back to our government center here. Immigration, let's see, immigration office. There it is. Immigration offices right now. I personally have it at Tropico first, right? But open doors. You can open anybody's doors. You can attract people to come in. That's another way to attract people to your island. Additionally speaking, don't forget the pirate raids. You go to pirate raids, you need to have a pirate cove, and you can rescue any, rescue educated, and or rescue many. Again, when I'm starting an island, I usually do the rescue many. I'm not worried about educated. I'm just trying to plop up industries so I can go ahead and start my island, put my island on steroids basically, right? So that is a good way to go on about it. How do we generate wealth and resources in Tropico 6's economy? Okay, now we get into something that again, I've talked about numerously in other how-to videos, but specifically today, I will go over it again. We talked about how do not build if you don't have the workforce because you will be wasting money on that building's upkeep. But you always want to start off small. Okay? Start off small in the colonial era, okay? What does small mean? Rum distillery, small, yes. Cigar, small, yes, etc. I get comments all the time. It says, "Oh, Giroux, but boats, boat factory or boat ship makes this and this." Absolutely it does. But let's take a look at, for example, at a rum distillery. Let's take a look at these ones actually. Over time, of course, has made me $3.3 million. This one right next to it has made me 3.36, and I'm sure there's other ones around the island that I'm forgetting about or haven't looked at in a while. You get the idea. Those things make money. Cigar Factory has made me $2.6 million. This one has made me $1.9 million, actually $2.0 million. You get the idea, right? Now, the reason why you want to generate the wealth and resources this way, because when you first started out, you A, won't have the money to build everything that you need, and B, you won't have the manpower, you won't have the workforce. So the reason why I don't suggest you start building vehicle factories and boat ship this and off the bat, because here, when I go to my industry and I click a rum distillery, this one tells us it processes sugar to produce rum. Pretty straightforward. So what do I need besides this factory? I need sugar. That's it. What do I need for a cigar factory besides this factory? I need tobacco, all right? For this one, you need oil. So you need oil mining, and maybe you don't have it on the island. You need so you need to offshore it, right? A vehicle factory, gold and plastics, and you don't just make that out of nowhere, right? Because you would need a plastic factory. A plastic factory takes the oil. I'm not saying don't build those. This is where people, I think, on my videos sometimes misunderstand me. I'm talking about somebody who's just starting out, somebody who wants tips. Somebody's like, man, I'm always in the negative. Why? It's because you're too ambitious. You're building too quick. I have everything I just mentioned. I have the vehicle factory. I got the weapons factory. I got everything I just mentioned not to do right away, but I didn't do them right away. The other way is don't forget that your citizens want happiness. Not only do they want happiness, but that happiness helps you with creating money. So let's go to Almanac once again, and we go to economy. And we take a look at the economy expenses and revenue and all this stuff. Let's take a look at local services, fees. So my citizens have spent $82,000 in fees in the last, I'm not even sure what time period it is. I think they consider this the last 12 months. Yes, the last 12 months, right? But also, if you take a look here, and it's not even tourist season right now, my tourists altogether have spent, let's just say at around almost $350,000, right? 350,000 about. Let's just say that, right? There's also miscellaneous such as advertisement, private banking, But anyways, you need the money, your people need to be happy, and you can make money off of it, such as movie theaters, fun piers, etc., so on and so forth. Another industry that gets overlooked in Tropico is maybe some of you guys out there won't, but who wouldn't want to go to a tropical island for vacation? Make your island that tropical island. One of my favorite places in the entire world is Puerto Rico. I just love Puerto Rico. I love going to Puerto Rico. I love everything about Puerto Rico. The people, I've been there numerous times, and I'll continue to go there. But part of the biggest draw for me is Puerto Rico. The first time was the same exact thing you're looking at. Just that clear blue water, the palm trees, and the weather. So make your island that place that people want to come to. As you can see, this whole area is literally just a tourist area. There's nobody here but tourists. And even the places, the fun places in it are just tourist places. For example, I believe, was it this stadium? Yeah, this is just a tourist-only stadium. It does end up making you more money off of the top, because look at this. If I take the tourist-only fee, it goes from $62 for an income for the fee to $366. You get the idea, right? So utilize tourism as another industry. Okay, now shaping your city's destiny is the last thing that I want to talk about when we talk about building the perfect city in Tropico 6. What is your city's destiny? I don't know if you heard me earlier mention that I've had dictatorships, I've had a capitalist economy, I've had a very difficult level, max difficult and everything, What is it that you want to achieve? Again, this is where people misunderstand me when I say there's no right or wrong way to play Tropico 6. It'd be like, well, what if I win negative $200,000? I think that's the wrong way. Sure enough, yeah, I mean, but maybe you're trying to be a broke state. I don't know. This is sandbox mode, right? We're not talking about the missions. We're strictly talking about sandbox mode, which I assume a lot of you guys, that's what you play. But now we talk about what is your destiny. Establishing that identity is very important of what you want. Do you want just a regular chill map where you just go in, make it look beautiful, have an economy, etc.? Then do the steps I'm telling you. You want a military dictatorship? Then maybe you don't need the steps I'm telling you. You can just control your people with an iron fist. Maybe you just need enough for them to not be sick and not starving. But this is really the destiny of what you want out of this island is what it is. And again, let's say you do want the destiny of having a military dictatorship. Maybe that's what your city's destiny or that's what you want to shape it to be. Then I would go and do everything in my power to satisfy the militarists. Every command they have, I would do it. Right now, they don't like the rights to arms, right? I would take that out, for example. But for the most part, it seems like they're liking what I'm doing with them. But that's kind of giving you the idea of that. And of course, the bonus tips, as I always like to give in these videos, is always adjust the edicts based on what's going on in your island. Tax haven, okay, that's gonna decrease your stuff with the superpowers, but that's gonna make your offshore offices more money. The heck with them. at the end of, by the time you get to modern times, and by the time you have a pretty good economy and a good military, offices are really like cheat code money almost. $8.4 million, $7.86 million in lifetime generation, right? You get the idea, right? You get the idea that there are ways to go about making money besides just that. Right now, I think I suspended these guys because I was trying to make them happy, but $1.8 million. So edicts, adjust them how you need to adjust them to do what you need to do. You need more money, wealth tax. You want a military dictatorship, military police, martial law, bells to bullets. That is what shaping your destiny, city's destiny is. With that being said, I hope this this video helped you out. I know for the more intermediate to advanced Tropical players, there's not going to be nothing new news to you, but a lot of my viewers are the newer Tropical 6 players that want just help here and there, and I hope this video truly helped you out. If it did help you out, please help me out by subscribing to the channel. About 80% of you that watch me are not subscribed. I do want people to subscribe because that tells me what content you guys like to see more and more and more. With that being said, my name is Presidente, and I am out. See you guys.